I posted this carousel on Instagram just over 24 hours ago, and it's going viral as we speak. It's bringing me new followers as we speak. And most importantly, it's leading to sales conversations and inquiries in my DMs as we speak. And it's not spammy. It's not wildly controversial just for the sake of going viral. It's an in-depth educational piece of content. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 types of carousels that help you grow your audience, position you as an expert, nurture your existing audience, and ultimately lead to more leads and sales. I'm going to show you what's important when it comes to writing the carousels and how to find ideas for your carousels. If we're ranking content types on Instagram carousels are S tier. And I'm not talking about, aesthetic carousels or weekly photo dumps. I'm talking about long form written Instagram carousels. There are 3 main types that are going to help you connect with your audience, nurture your audience, go viral, and get leads and sales. I'm going to talk to you about those 3 types in a minute. I'm going to show you loads of examples as well, just from my own profile. I do this. I use these all the time. You may even be here because you've seen my carousels on Instagram. I want you to think about carousels this way. Everybody talks about the value of someone who consumes a long form piece of content versus somebody who watches an Instagram reel, for example. Like, I would take 1,000 people watching this video over 20,000 people watching a Instagram reel any day of the week, right? Well, Instagram carousels are just as powerful as long form YouTube videos. They're educational, right? In terms of their ability to nurture, educate, position, build authority, and ultimately to sell from as well and drive traffic. They are long form pieces of content hidden on a short form platform. So there are 3 types of carousels that I'm going to share with you that perform really well. And then I'll cover, as we do that, what's important to make them perform well. So the first example is the educational one, the one that you can see in front of you. Here's another example. I won't click onto insights, but copywriting made simple, blah, blah. And it's just a really actionable piece of content. I'm going to talk about why these perform well in a moment, but without even going deep into the insights, as you can see, 1.7K likes, perform pretty well. This one, 3.5K likes. If you understand marketing psychology, you'll never have to worry about which platform to use, blah, blah, blah. Here are 13 psychological principles that will help you sell more stuff forever. And by the way, don't worry so much about the creative or the style and design of these carousels. Like, mine are literally screenshots from Twitter. Use this style. I'm going to show you another style in a moment, which is native Instagram text over image. I'll talk about that in a little more detail in a moment. Here's another one, performed really well, 1.3K likes. Again, in fact, just so you know, I'm not just getting likes or farming likes. Let's click on the insights. This one reached 32K people, so actually not that many. Oh, this was before views was a thing on posts, right? But it led to 60 follows, 200 plus profile visits, 1,248 shares, 2,500 saves, right? So it performed pretty well, right? This was actually, oh no, it wasn't. There was an opposite one. And then we have another one, 2.8K likes. I've spent a decade studying copywriting. I'm obsessed. Here are 7 must-use frameworks, supposed to say, for making persuasive copy easy. So a few things to note. The most important part of this whole thing is this first slide, right? You have to make people want to consume the rest of it. There are 2 elements to that. Number one, the topic. If your audience don't care about the topic, then they're not going to consume it. But you can make them care, right? This one is a good example, right? I'm making them care because I'm letting them know if they don't care about this thing, no one's going to consume their emails, right? It's a waste of their time. And then they know exactly what they're going to get from this piece of content. 69, nice. Email subject lines. You'll notice I use lists or numbers quite frequently in these hooks. You don't have to, but they do help. So that's teaching. And this nurtures your existing audience. Some of these have gone pretty viral and brought in a lot of new followers as well. So this one from yesterday has already brought in 58 followers, I think that says. And like I said, it's 24 hours old. The next type that I really love, is my favorite kind, is storytelling. So let's take a look at some examples of storytelling carousels. So storytelling carousels are designed to help you really build your personal brand and deepen the connection with your audience. They're not necessarily going to go viral super often, although I'll show you one that has gone viral in just a moment. But it's about deepening the connection with your audience, letting them know who you are, what you're about, your story, what you're currently up to. I really love storytelling case studies as well, talking about the work that you do with clients. So this is a great example of really strong positioning, talking about work with a client, but it's wrapped up in a story, so people are way more likely to consume it, right? So in May 2022, I started mentoring an online fitness coach. I thought things were going really well. His business was growing. I felt like I was having a positive impact. But after 7 months, he cancelled his payments and said he wanted to stop working with me. Here's what happened, right? Again, the most important thing, this first carousel, people are going to want to know what happened, right? And the spin here is that he cancelled for really positive reasons, right? We absolutely crushed it. So this post acts like essentially a really strong piece of social proof, a really strong case study, and a really strong pitch for what I do, wrapped up in a story, which is the best way to pitch and to teach. So this one is a personal story, like a hero's journey one. At 18, my teachers voted me the student most likely to end up in prison. And yes, that's me when I was maybe 16. As you can see, less likely to go viral, but a lot of interaction and chats with people who already follow me, right? Again, the most important part of this was the hook, so that people then consume the rest. The week I got married, I took some time off from running my gym and delivering classes. I wanted to enjoy my wedding week, only for a coach to no-show the day before and tell me it's my fault for taking time off. I had to go and open the gym and work, right? So again, storytelling, and there's a lesson in this, which is a really strong writing structure, story, lesson, offer. This one doesn't have an offer in it, but story, lesson, really strong. So this is an example of when storytelling does go viral. So I told a story of me eating with my daughter. I ended up in parenting world on Instagram, where all the parents, judgmental parents, found me. And as you can see, a lot of people appreciated the content. A lot of these comments are people attacking me for my parenting, which is fine, right? I'm telling stories. I'm completely fine with people arguing in the comments and calling me out. It just helps my engagement anyway. And the reality is, the majority of people who follow me because they align with what I'm about. So they come and help me and support me in the comments, which is means a lot, but also helps the content perform really well. And they're the people that matter, right? And another piece of storytelling content, 5 years ago today, we packed up our lives in the UK and jumped on a flight to Dubai. Curiosity, okay, what happens next? Interesting topic. Personal storytelling performs really well. So we've got personal storytelling. So this is from the past. So this is kind of wrapped up in my journey. And then we've got storytelling of the now. Like I was having breakfast with Ivy at the golf club this morning. It could be, I spoke to my mum yesterday about this thing, or I've just got in from a walk, and while I was out, I saw this thing happen and it made me think about this and this, right? So we've got storytelling about the now. And then a really important type of storytelling is storytelling about the work that you do with your clients and in your business, right? So for me, it'd be storytelling about running businesses, storytelling about the work I do with my clients, etc. And then there's a third type of carousel that is also super important for you reaching more of the right people. And again, further nurturing your relationship with your existing followers. So let's look at that now. So I've coined these as think pieces. I don't really know what you would describe these as, but basically it's going one step outside of your specific niche, right? So if my niche is primarily online coaches, online educators, people who sell courses online, run mentorships, programs, stuff like that. One step outside of that is general business, right? My thoughts on that. It means that the people who are my immediate niche, it's relevant to them, but then it's also the kind of thing that they may share, and it'll be relevant to other business owners, right? So, not specific storytelling, not super educational, just my opinions, I suppose. So business is hard, making money is hard. Everyone on social media will act like it grows on trees and running a business is glamorous and stress-free. It isn't. As you can see, nearly 12,000 likes. This one performed incredibly well, nearly 500,000 views. 250 followers, not great considering the amount of views, but a pretty high-performing piece of content generally. I've shared this one because, again, it's still a think piece, but it's a humorous one. I'm still getting my personality across. I'm mocking the whole, like, parody of running a business nowadays, which is like 6-hour morning routine, listen to podcasts, read books, meditate, blah, blah, blah. And people get it, right? 9K likes before. I think this has got like over 500,000 views, and it's just a meme, but it's kind of a thought, right? I'm sharing in a humorous way. And then this is storytelling / think piece, because I tell it through our eyes, but it's just, here's why we're not moving back to the UK, right? The important part of this, again, is it's somewhat relevant to my existing audience. It's part of my brand, kind of. I'm a guy who left the UK for Dubai, but it's also relevant to other people. Another really important part is the hook, the first slide. Again, every summer we leave Dubai and head back to the UK. Every summer we can't wait to get back to Dubai. But this year, for the first time in 5 years, we started genuinely thinking about moving back and realized, ... curiosity, we don't think we ever will, right? And then I give people a reason to carry on reading as well. So they're the 3 kinds of carousels. I've just liked my own post by accident. And hopefully, whilst I've been explaining those 3 styles, I've explained or provided you with some little insights into how to write and how to come up with the ideas for each kind and what really matters. If you want way more in-depth help on the 3 types of carousels, how to structure them really well in terms of writing structures, and how to have no issue finding things to write about day in, day out, whether it's storytelling, educational, or think pieces, and do it right so it actually benefits your business. I am running a 2-week intensive on this, depending on when you watch this video. Just be on my email list and follow me on Instagram. I'll put the links below and you'll get access. If you're watching this video after the 2-week intensive, then maybe there'll be a link below this video to buy the mini course. Have a great day. Hopefully this has been helpful.